Dustin from With the Punches.
Hey guys.
Who else is in the band with you?
Our singer's name is Jesse Vidala. Our drummer is Shane Mazikian, and our guitar player is Vin Gazzardi. And unfortunately, Jesse's getting tattooed right now in Poughkeepsie. Shane lives in New Jersey, and Vinny lives in Staten Island. So you got me today.
How did you guys meet and come together to be With the Punches?
Jesse and I have been friends for like 10 years. We went to high school together and became pretty good friends right afterwards. And we had moved in Texas for a couple of years, and Jesse sang in a band down there. And then I moved back, and then Jesse moved back to Newburgh, and we decided we wanted to start a pop punk band. So we started writing songs and posting ads like on Craigslist, MySpace, wherever. And Shane responded to one, and that's how we found Shane. And Shane brought his best friend Joe, who was our guitar player for the first 2.5 years, and then he left. Just decided it was time to move on, do other stuff, and Vin stepped in and filled his spot, and so that's our band now.
How'd you come up with the name With the Punches?
With the Punches is from a song by a band called Carry On. We're a Seattle straight edge band, one of my favorite bands of all time, and the name of the song was Roll With the Punches, and we kind of talked about it. We were like, let's just do we'll just do 3 words, and so we just did With the Punches instead of Roll With the Punches. But go check out Carry On, the band fucking rules.
You said that Jesse was in a band in Texas.
Uh-huh.
So you guys were involved in other bands before With the Punches?
Yeah, absolutely. I was in a band around here called Measured in Gray. Shane and Joe were both in a band called The Wraith in New Jersey. Vin was in a band, and the name escapes me right now, but we've all been playing in bands forever.
What inspires you and motivates you? What inspires you to write songs, and what drives you to keep doing it?
We all kind of grew up in pop punk and hardcore and punk rock. So I remember growing up in bands like H2O and Descendants and Bad Religion, Movie Life and Newfound Glory, and how when I was having a rough time of things, going through high school and getting shit because I was small for my age, whatever, getting picked on, and how much those songs helped me. And so when we started With the Punches, that was kind of the idea, was we wanted to write songs about our lives, but with the idea that it wasn't just going to be us bitching about stuff all the time. It's going to be here's why the situation isn't awesome, here's what we're doing to try and improve it. And so that was kind of how it started, and it stayed pretty close to that. I guess what motivates us to keep doing it more than anything else is just shows, our shows. Kids come out, kids are awesome to us, people are really nice to us for no reason. So just the response and the support we get from other bands and in the community, and the community itself is just awesome.
Big news is you were recently signed to Doghouse Records.
Yeah.
Right. What does a label do for you that you can't do for yourselves?
Well, in 2011, you can do a lot of stuff by yourself, which is cool, and that's how we've survived for the first 3 years. But with the label, we'll have better distribution, we'll have somebody else pushing us, so we've never done advertising aside from ads that we made ourselves and posted on the internet. So now Doghouse will be able to help us with some of that stuff, get us reviewed by magazines. It's just having someone else pushing you besides just the 5 people in your band.
Before this, I was over in Kingston. I interviewed my friend Nick from 9 to 5 Records, and he had a question for you.
All right.
He said, what's it like to be on the same label that put out 4 Minute Mile?
It's awesome. I'm so glad you asked that question, because it's funny, because I don't know if people, I understand that not everybody was around for the Get Up Kids. Younger kids didn't get into them, but it's awesome. It's just really cool. When we, the day that we met with them and sort of figured out that everything was going to work, they had us come up to the label and go hang out in the offices for a while, and then they let us loose on their vinyl collection. And so they had 4 Minute Mile on vinyl, and I didn't own that, and I'm a vinyl nerd. So I was real stoked, and went and like snagged one of those along with about 6 other records. So it's really cool. You know, if they wanted to do like a Get Up Kids tribute or something, I wouldn't object to that at all. 'Cause I love that band. I love those songs. We all do. So pretty neat. And had the All American Rejects. And I mean, Doghouse is like a history of having really cool bands. So I'm real stoked to be a part of that.
You did a UK tour, right?
Sort of. We tried to do a UK tour. What happened was we got everything set up. We were going to play Slam Dunk, and we were really excited about it. We flew to England. We got into Heathrow, and then found out that when you're going to play music in another country, you have to have a visa. And we just had like a working visa. We just had like tourist visas. So they put us on a plane back to New York, and we flew back to New York. We didn't get out of the airport. So we tried. We did a tour from like the customs desk in Heathrow to like the detention area in Heathrow, back to the plane.
Well, at least you tried. I mean, you got booked in England. That's a pretty big thing for a band that was currently unsigned, right?
Yeah, no, we were unsigned. We were gonna go back in like we were gonna go back around this time too, but we decided like this is when we were gonna make our record, so we have to write the record right now. So.
Nice. Well, thanks for meeting with me and doing this interview.
Thank you so much, man.
Heard what you said about pathetic behavior.